the real truth is that ADHD looks different on everybody. And there are some people who are really, really good at certain executive functions, and they're really, really bad at other ones. And so like it's not a spectrum as though it is like related to autism, but it is a spectrum disorder in that everybody with it has different, strengths and weaknesses. And so with that comes in a dramatic and very, oh God, I don't even know the right word to say, like, yes, a lot to how it can affect relationships. Because, for some people, like, it can be something as simple as, task initiation. Like, they really struggle with, like, starting the task. Well, sending a text message is a task. Responding to an email is a task. Buying flowers because it's your anniversary is who feels called out? Raise your hand.
Yeah, I was like, I feel personally attacked. Like, I need to go.
You know what I mean?
What
and so that's the thing. But the same thing, like, the same thing is like, object permanence is one that's kind of difficult to talk about because, like, we are not Labrador retrievers. Like, we know that, if like the ball moves off screen, it still exists. But our brain doesn't really differentiate between, the bottle cap or, your grandma or your boyfriend. And so like people can struggle really hard in like long distance relationships because literally out of sight, out of mind can apply to people. And even with emotions, like emotional permanence, like I feel loved when I am with this person, but the minute that they go, do they like me? Do they actually like me? Was it all just a... I'm watching you guys react. I'm like, is everybody okay? Like,
no,
do we need to take a moment?
Yeah, everyone breathe. Everyone.
And so it's tons of stuff. It's tons of stuff all the time. And then, when you get to even, again, to like bring it back to like, sex or something like that, like if you are a person who skews to the kinky, like just the silliest one that I can think of.
Just like, it couldn't be any of us, but like,
couldn't be me. But if you're a person who skews to the kinky, like, what do you do when you lose the key to the handcuffs? Like that kind of stuff where it's like, and it can be so frustrating and so embarrassing, but it's like, these are real things that people struggle with. Like the embarrassment of like, I have misplaced the key. Like, great. Like, I'm such a fuck up,
so sexy.
So yeah, I mean, it's the thing that I get really hung up on, or I guess like soapboxy about, is that there's this really prevalent notion that first off, like ADHD like magically disappears on your 18th birthday. Like it's just like, you're an adult, you're cured, congratulations. And that's of course obviously not the case. But even more than that, like there's such this idea that ADHD is about work. It's about chores. It's about, your schoolwork or whatever it may be. But it's always like sort of like task oriented. But we don't think about like the relationship tasks, the task maintenance of a relationship. And so it's like ADHD is I think deeply insidious. It is deeply insidious, and it is deeply ingrained in everything that we do, is every single thing, and so yeah, like I guess my answer is yes, it affects relationships.